Let me tell you, I first met Steve several years ago. I was in another part of the state doing economic development for another community. And Steve was, well, they bring in those same vineyards through Gainesville Tech. And it's always been a pleasure to work with him and now to get to live with and enjoy Steve's company and involvement in this great community. So help me welcome Steve to our program podium today. Steve.
Tim wanted me to speak specifically about the new building that you see being constructed. But I don't know how I can take up an entire program talking about one building. But so I'll talk about a few other things in addition to that. We were fortunate enough to be able to recommend to the city and county a project to be included in the last SPLOST. And we were fortunate enough to be able to receive $270,000 from that money. The city also agreed to fund up front our project, actually before the money comes in from taxes. So First Citizens Bank gave us a loan, low interest loan, 18-month loan, so we could get started, and then we will get monies as they come from the city and pass that on, pay that loan off. If you've ever operated or made decisions by committee, you know how difficult it is to come to the city sometimes. Right now, the building is not that color. This was the original rendering of the building that Chris Wright, I believe, at the George Mountain Regional Development Commission, the Historic Preservationist. This is his drawing, his concept. The colors, believe it or not, we just have decided on the colors. The trim work will be the same as all the rest of the buildings, but the color of the building will be reversed, be a different shade of yellow. But I can't tell you how much heartache it was to come to an agreement on color between 10 board members, male and female, different ideas, different. Well.
Not pink.
Yes, not pink, that's true. But it will be very nice. Now the reason we asked for another building, and this is not going to be an exhibit building. This building is going to be more of an administrative building. Our executive director, who is part-time, Brenda Carlin, and our treasurer, Peggy Pelfrey, who is also part-time, will have offices in the building. We'll have a larger gift store, but primarily we'll have a very large meeting room. Our Mitchell Allen room, we have 66 chairs, and we can round up about 12 more. But we had over 90 people at, I think, our last coffee in that room. It's standing room only. It's packed. We just can't enjoy one another squeezed in that little space. So we've doubled the size of the Mitchell Allen room. This building will be 4,400 square feet. The actual cost of the building will be about $287,000. It's going to run about $17,000 more than what SPLOST is going to provide. But we'll have a larger kitchen. We'll have expanded bathroom facilities. We'll have a library. We have printed materials that are very valuable, and we can't just let the public look at them as they desire to as they come in. We have some books that are very valuable. But in this library, it will be strictly monitored. There will be a large window where our office staff can actually see in the library, so people won't be cutting pages out of books or out of documents that we have. Or we're going to attempt that anyway. We have upgraded our security system. More cameras and more motion detectors. We have had to get a dedicated phone line so that we are connected to the fire department in case of a fire. Don't know if y'all know it or not, but we had a fire this last winter in the building, in the depot. It was actually turned in by a trains engineer of a passing freight train, 2 a.m. in the morning, in the Amtrak waiting room. Our cameras saw a man walk around to the back of the building where our Amtrak sign is, reach into a flower pot, don't know what he got. But he went back around to the waiting room, and the waiting room is supposed to be locked. And a passing train saw, and we saw the smoke from our cameras coming out through our security system. But it took 20 minutes before the police department got there, and about 25, and know how far we are from the police department, and about 25 before the fire department to arrive. But we weren't connected. We've got a security system, and we have a fire alarm system, but we're not directly connected to the fire department. So that's some changes that we're going to have made with our new facility, to where we won't have to worry about that anymore. Other than that, we've not had any problem with people. We do have a lot of walking traffic on the railroad tracks there, and we get a little concerned about that. And this building, as you see, is extended on down the track. So there's a lot of opportunity for people on the far side of that building that won't be seen from passing traffic. But that particular property is all we had to work with. We're going to use the Mitchell Allen room the same way we use it currently in the new building. We'll have it open for community groups, agencies, organizations for a modest fee for its usage. Our life members who are contributors of $1,000 or more, and we have 54 life members, they have access to the Mitchell Allen room once a year at no charge. We have 188 general members that have paid. Technically, we have 261 members, so there's about 80 that has yet to pay the dues. That they'll come in at some point in time, we hope. We have 10 board members that make decisions. We'll be making decisions about this building and the museum itself. The current Mitchell Allen room is going to be remodeled into additional exhibit space. We had a contribution to our organization of a house on Park Street, built in 1916. The lady who owned that house passed away. She gave that house to us, and I had the deed recorded 2 days prior to her death. If she had died 2 days earlier, we would never have received that house. But it happened suddenly when she passed on. But we sold that house. Bob Troop, through his help in Century 21, it stayed on the market 5.5 months. We weren't actively trying to sell it, but we received $30,000 from that house, and that money will go into the remodeling of the current Mitchell Allen room. Our private contributions last year toward this building from the public has been about $30,000, which I think is wonderful. We got and I'm forgetting the name of the foundation. I think I wrote it down. The Francis Wilson Brown Foundation.
Francis Wood Wilson.
Francis Wood Wilson.
That's it.
Sorry, of $30,000. Brenda told me the wrong name. Thank you, sir. But it's through people like that is going to make this project come to life. We continue to have more and more people to come. I entertained Jack, 2 Marines last week, Captain Coons, who heads up the Marine Corps ROTC in the Atlanta area. He's bringing 100 of those college aspiring Marine officers to Toccoa to run Kirby Mountain. I was trying to find him a place around the mountain where they could camp out, about 50 tents, 100 kids. But I convinced him that the critters and the snakes around Lake Russell is not conducive with what he wanted to do, and private property owners would be a little too far from the base of the mountain where they want to run. So, but we're going to work something out. So those are the kind of people that we continue to hear from. But as we expand our facilities, we're going to get more requests for the use of those facilities, and we're going to have more and more people that's going to come and hopefully visit our museum. In our new Mitchell Allen room, it'll be just 4 meetings. In our old Mitchell Allen room, which will be converted,